So today we're focusing on unemployment and the impact of COVID-19 on South Africa's already high unemployment figures. Let's get more on this. I'm joined via Skype by the CEO of the Youth Employment Service, Dr. Tashmia Ismail-Saville. Thanks so much for your time on SABC News. So the official unemployment rate for Q1 in 2020 is 30.1%. But when it comes to youth, that's around 63% of those people aged around 15 to 24 are unemployed.
Mm-hmm. Yes, the statistics are quite grim. What we also know about the Stats SA, the latest Stats SA numbers, was that they stopped gathering in March given lockdown. So the full impact of lockdown on unemployment is still not fully understood. What we do know is we are anticipating about 3 million in job losses. This is through the NIDS CRAM survey, which is a pretty broad survey and a trusted set of data. And 2/3 of that would be women. And of course, youth always bear the brunt of this sort of economic shock. So we are anticipating that a big number would be with youth. Also, many youth are in lower skilled jobs, which demand face-to-face a type of employment work, and very difficult for those young people to be able to switch to virtual work. And so we are extremely concerned by the plight of young people in this time.
So one of the surveys that you've done as the Youth Employment Service is of youth saying that even if they are employed, they are earning less and feel very vulnerable. Tell us more about that.
So every Yes Youth that is placed across the country, we've done 37,500 jobs in the past 19 months. Soon we're going to get to the 40,000 jobs mark. This puts about 1.7 billion in youth salaries through youth wallets into the economy. So we thought it was prudent to use these smartphones that we place youth with to keep in touch with them through COVID and ask them a lot of questions around what's happening. Over 85% of our youth respondents said that they were supporting more household members, neighbors, friends, and extended family because of the job losses and loss in income. And so that, yes, salary started to become really important for those young people. So they were reporting loss of income at household level. They were also telling us that they were spending a lot more money on data to try to keep connected. Even though the Yes apps are zero rated, so we can continue to communicate and train youth digitally, they obviously found the need to be able to connect in many other ways. So they were spending, 67% were spending more money on data in this time. But perhaps one of the most worrying of those statistics was a number that reported anxiety and depression. 2 out of 3 of our youth were talking to experiencing and feeling a sense of depression and anxiety around where they found themselves.
Mm-hmm. Talk to us then about what you define as a job in terms of your placement, because it's not obviously full-time employment for a long amount of time.
So most Yes Youth are placed in what we call work experiences, which are 12-month job opportunities. They use this time to show employers their potentials, what they can do, why they should be absorbed, and where there is a natural ability or skill or potential for a particular role. This is also lovely for employers because they can test larger cohorts of young people and really understand where, the youth can feel the business out and the business can feel the youth out. And so they can absorb and invest more deeply in the right fit for that job. And for those youth who don't get absorbed into the permanent employment opportunity, because, our statistic is just under 30% of absorption is happening. For the rest of those youth, they leave that employment with a CV and reference letter, which, yes, generates for them together with the employer that they're at. And this CV and reference letter has a very powerful de-risking effect on youth. For those youth who want to follow an entrepreneurial pathway, it's also given them a taste of what a business looks like. It's very difficult for young people to start businesses. We know entrepreneurship and small business is really where the jobs in the country need to be driven through. But it's very hard to ask a young person to just go out there and start a business when they've never actually worked in one. So this gives them an opportunity to explore the world of work, to understand that there are opportunities open for them, and to self-empower and put them on that pathway to economic participation. It's not ideal. What we would love is if we could say, of the 12-month work experiences, 70% are being absorbed. But absorption is a function of the economy. If businesses are not growing, they might be willing to give youth a chance at a job for a fixed term. But certainly nobody's wanting to take on permanent employees when we are facing economic recession, which has been extended and looks to extend given the impact of COVID on the economy and the closure of businesses.
Dr. Tashmia Ismail-Saville joining me via Skype there. Thanks so much for your time on SABC News.